For those of you who may have tuned in over the past 10 minutes or so, welcome. You missed a riveting game of bingo, but now you're here, so let's get started. To reintroduce myself, I'm Madeline. I'm on the product marketing team here at Handshake. And over the next 15 to 20 minutes, I will be talking through the hiring landscape this season with key product sneak peeks and highlights to what we're doing. We know that spring is one of the most competitive times of the year, so we want to make sure that we're setting you up for success and that you can be hiring more qualified early talent faster. So to start, let's talk about the state of hiring right now. What we're hearing consistently from employers is the same tension. They're expected to hire high quality talent fast. And with the rapid rise of new technologies and AI, you need to evaluate those skills earlier than ever and be justifying the dollars you spend along the way. At the same time, we're seeing that application volume is up, skills are evolving way faster than the job descriptions are, and with recruiting teams that are being asked to do a lot more with fewer resources. And so that's why we're seeing that early talent is harder than it should be. And it isn't really a volume problem as much as it is a quality and risk problem. So because we're in the spring, this pressure is probably also amplified and you're probably feeling it a lot more. And so as you can see in this chart, January through March are peak months on Handshake, where in January we're seeing the most new jobs created, and in February usually gets amongst the highest, second highest job views from job seekers in the entire year. Simultaneously, the employers out there are also already engaging students, and all this combined activity leads to activity on Handshake being at a record high. Some stats you can see here: 22 million applications, 70 million job views, almost 800,000 event RSVPs, over 13 million views on company pages. And what all this means is that right now is really the peak time to be reaching the best early talent. And it happens a lot faster than you think. And we see that more reactive teams who wait until applications roll in already fall behind. And so this is the moment to get set up for success with the right tools and systems in place before things start to peak on the competition side. And so we can take a quick step back here and just think about why we're looking at early talent to begin with. Early talent is no longer a nice to have for teams. It's pretty critical to building a future ready workforce. And so what we're seeing is that by 2030, Gen Z is going to make up nearly a third of the workforce. And they're entering as true AI natives who are familiar with new technologies and ways of being in the workplace. Most employers already report that entry-level candidates are more comfortable with the new technologies and senior employees and more immediately adding value when they start joining. It's not just long-term potential in their organizations. And so that's why the employers who win in the spring are the ones who are engaging these candidates early and not just ones who wait for the resumes to pile up to sort through all that noise later. So the other thing is that early talent doesn't work like other hiring, which is why at Handshake, we're really doubling down this year on approaching early talent hiring as a connected system, not just a set of one-off tactics. Here's what we know. It's that students are exploring, they're learning, and they're signaling interest long ever before they apply. They're building these skills, attending events, following employers, and shaping career decisions over time before they even start their first job. And we're building out a new hiring intelligence to connect these signals across the entire hiring journey so that on the candidate side, you can gather all of their signals. On the employer side, we can share all the things that we're wanting out of the candidates we're looking for. Also, you can identify quality talent earlier, confidently engage with these folks, and move faster during both the peak seasons as well as year-round hiring. And when these signals come together, they create these feedback loops that lead to better decisions and ultimately more qualified hires for you and your teams. So everything we're launching this season ladders into how we think about the system. First, teams can target and connect with the right students using AI-powered features that enable better matching, visibility, and candidate review. And then on top of that, be able to centralize jobs, messages, events, applicants, and how your team works all into one workflow. Meanwhile, you also can build a brand where students are already exploring to really showcase who you are as an organization, what you're hiring for, how this aligns with the candidates that you're looking at. And you can do this effectively all over again by it being critical to measure what's working in real time. And so under the hood, all this is powered by our hiring intelligence, which really supports you in finding candidates to make that hire. Now, for spring hiring, speed to quality matters the most. And what does that look like? So we're launching a new hiring intelligence that really powers your end-to-end hiring. And most immediately, we're starting with how this impacts your sourcing experience. So basically, once you post a job, we'll analyze your job information, candidate signals, and automatically generate qualified matches for you. And as you provide feedback on these candidates, you can also shortlist, reach out to them. And meanwhile, our system will continuously refine and update. So you'll only see the most qualified talent for your roles as we constantly improve the ideal candidate profiles for your hiring needs. Now, from there, one of the fastest ways that teams see impact is by promoting your job. And so you've calibrated what your ideal candidate looks like. Maybe you've messaged a few of them already, and we'll take that, scale it, automate it, so then you're able to promote your job to more candidates like the ones you've already started to source. One of the best parts with promoting a job is that we make sure that the candidate is looking at the job at the right moment. And so your jobs will appear in high intent places like job search and inbox, where students are already exploring and ready to apply. And for spring roles, this means more qualified applicants and reaching net new candidates who may not have found you otherwise, without adding manual work for your team as well. In fact, we've been testing this in our beta, and we've already seen a 2x increase in quality apply starts in just 2 weeks already. And then once you've captured that interest, messaging helps you follow up with the right note at the right moment. So we have AI assisted personalization that saves time while helping prioritize candidates who are most likely to engage. And our system can help tailor messaging on what to send. So then instead of starting from scratch, recruiters can focus on where it matters the most. And this is often where interest turns into applications and where quality pipelines really take shape during this peak season. Now, career decisions don't just start at the job post, they start much earlier, as we've been talking about. And so this is where a lot of the stuff around brand and social content really shape perception. And they reach the right audiences and build familiarity long before the candidates actually are applying. And so when qualified candidates follow your company or see your content, they're significantly more likely to engage with your jobs later. And this is how brand investment turns into measurable hiring impact. And for all teams, this comes together through Handshake Solution. And so you're able to connect with adaptable, tech fluent talent, expand your reach much earlier in the journey, and move faster with confidence. And the result is faster hiring, stronger engagement, and clearer proof of ROI across your early talent funnel. And so you can see some of the fun stats I'll call out from the side, where we are seeing that there's faster hiring and more volume coming from interested talent when you're using the full power of our Handshake solution. And we are seeing that this is the preferred solution across many of our employers as well. Okay, and this wraps up our product session. Now, before we move on to an awesome session with PepsiCo in just a moment here, you can take a second to fill out a short survey so we can continue bringing you the most relevant info for you and your team. And as a quick reminder, registration is now open for Access 2026, which is Handshake's flagship virtual event that happens May 6th through 7th. And so we're thrilled to share that the speakers from McKinsey & Company, Anthropic, Google, Salesforce, and others will be joining us on the main stage alongside other leading voices shaping the future of hiring. And so what you can do is scan the QR code here or head to the resources tab in your top navigation bar to save your seat. So take a moment, do this, and then we'll start to get ready for our next session. Thanks all.